Commencing quest now. Are you prepared? Maybe let's put them to use. Let's have another hunt with no surprises today. Make sure to grab anything a monster leaves behind.
Okay, how about now? Now can you hear me okay? Dude, I'm so sorry. I'm not used to streaming on PS5. Oh, sweet. Okay. Oh, Zombie, your lifesaver. Thank you, man. I am not used to streaming, so sorry. I've been talking for the last 10 minutes, and I didn't even realize that I was that it wasn't working. Two things, real quick, man, if you don't mind. Yeah, I know. I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry. What I was saying earlier to myself was that I didn't get rid of my PC. I just didn't buy this on PC. And to be frank, I'm not sure if my PC would have ran it because it's super intensive, and I've been playing it a ton. And so I wanted to stream it, but I didn't know if it would make sense to do it. Oh, well, I didn't want to double dip, so there was that. But also, yeah, I figured I had the PS5 version, I might as well give it a shot. I know, I'm so sorry. I promise, I'm still part of the PC Master Race. I just partially, I've been buying games physically because I don't 100% trust all digital distribution centers. I still love Steam. Still have a ton of Steam games. That being said, there's something about having a disc, and just in case is my only thing there. I just don't know. I don't know, man. You never know these days. I feel like everything gets taken away from me all the time, so I'm just being safe. Yeah, partially though, this is a test just to make sure that stuff's coming through okay for audio and also on video. I just wanted to make sure everything looks all right. Do you notice any dips or anything? Does everything seem to be functioning okay? Looks fine to you. Okay, cool. That's helpful. Thank you. I feel like anytime you stream on a new platform, like it's not a new platform technically, but anytime you stream in a different way than what you're used to, it's like you're not sure how it's going to turn out. I was kind of hoping the audio would be okay too, because I just wasn't sure how the audio would turn out, if it looked right, if everything was all good, but no, I appreciate you letting me know. That definitely helps. Everything is good, game. A little loud, but other than that, you're all good. Cool, dude. Thanks, TPG, for coming by, man. I can see if I can turn down the audio. So maybe... I'll tell you what. Let's try this. Maybe that works a little better. I don't know that quiets me or if that makes the audio, but hopefully that helps a little. As I was saying earlier, I've been playing a ton. Dude, that DSP breakup is so funny. It is ludicrously funny. So I was trying to decide this week if I was going to do a DSP video, and I still plan on it. I wanted to do some more Monster Hunter footage, though, and since I didn't have any, I did that review, but I didn't get to show any gameplay. So I thought maybe I would do some gameplay. Let's see, what do people... Oh, okay, there's nothing. But no, I wanted to do some gameplay. And also just I'm farming for endgame stuff in Monster Hunter, but I really wanted a chance to talk about Monster Hunter. Wanted a chance to talk about DSP. There's like a bunch of stuff that's like on the brain right now. So I figured this would be a good way to do both, so that I can actually like play Monster Hunter and still talk about DSP. By the way, if you guys haven't picked up Wilds, man, I'm telling you, this is probably my favorite Monster Hunter game. I struggle to say ever, because it's not technically complete, and it probably won't be until the DLC comes out, because it seems like that's kind of always the way Monster Hunter works. But man, as somebody who's played this series since the PSP, it is wild, no pun intended, to see how far this game series has come. Like, this is just like absolutely crazy. Like, I've been playing Monster Hunter since PSP, but I noticed something though. Like, I haven't played it properly until probably this one. And that you might be going like, what does that mean? Like, how do you not play a game properly? Monster Hunter is one of those games where like you have to play it a certain way. Like, you need to be able to know what you're in for, know the grind, know the game, understand how it works. And I don't think I did a very good job of that up until this game. This game, I feel like something clicked and I'm all in. Like, I got it. But I don't know, man. It kind of took a minute. I played World. I liked World a lot, but it didn't, like... To be fair, I just don't think I gave it the proper time. I think I was trying to ride that Sony pony thing of like, oh, story game. I care about story, and Monster Hunter has like no story. But now I'm like, I play this, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm very much on the other side of the boat now. I mean, I still like story, but I could kind of care less, honestly. I watch a lot of movies, so it's like if I really want... Dude, DSP and Kino Casino. Okay, let's talk about that, because this has been amazing. And real quick, I'm gonna get this guy. Then I want to add... I need to add some stuff to the tracker. I need to add a tag that says I'm talking about DSP as well. But no, dude, this DSP Kino stuff is so funny. The fact... Okay, first of all, let's just address the fact that DSP is the neediest dude in the entire world. I've never seen a grown man simp over another grown man as hard as DSP did. That is so wild to me. It is ridiculous. It's so funny. He's just the biggest cock, dude. I don't understand, right? Like, I just don't understand Phil. I don't understand what Phil does. I don't understand why he does what he does. But he is the funniest dude. I just can't even imagine simping for another dude. Like, or another couple of dudes. But the fact that he didn't see this coming, I mean, they blatantly told him this entire time. They told him, they're like, Phil, yeah, we're razzing you, we're fucking with you, Phil. And it's like, the whole time he's like, oh, you guys really think they're gonna snake me? And I'm like, he just told you, dude. He just told you that was what was gonna happen. What do you mean? Like, I don't get that. I don't get that at all. I'm like, they told you that. They told you it was gonna happen. You didn't believe it, or you were in denial. And then all of a sudden it happens, and you're like, what? And now I think he's realizing he looks like the biggest idiot in the entire world. I'm like, dude, yeah, because it was just... Nobody could believe you were that dumb. I mean, we know he's that dumb, right? But sometimes you just don't want to believe it, because you're like, okay, well, he's dumb, but is he that dumb? Yeah, Phil unfortunately is that dumb. Genuinely, though, it's been one of the funniest things I've ever seen. I've never seen anybody, like... I don't know, I think that's what makes Phil, like, one of the biggest locals, dude. Or not the biggest, but, like, one of the funniest. I agree, Phil is very lonely. Phil needs some, like, massive... He needs some massive help, dude. Like, Phil is, like, not a well-adjusted adult at all. And it's just like, in one sense, I want to be like, it's sad, but in the other sense, I'm like, there's also no excuse, you know? Like, there's a lot of people I know in my life that are not well adjusted. But Phil seems to be like one of the worst ones. Yeah, the multiple pet thing was crazy. It does make a lot more sense though, because he's constantly like going off of stream and like taking a bunch of breaks all the time. And if it's because if it's because like maybe Kat mentioned to him like she gets lonely or something and he's streaming, because he's always streaming and he's never around Kat. So part of me wonders if maybe he did that to get her off his back. But either way, man, like, it's still just how do you manage? How do you manage? I don't get that. I mean, I got 2 dogs. I love my little babies. They're watching me stream right now, but like, I mean, you know, pets, like, they take time and care. And I just have a hard time believing that Phil would be able to give any pet the time it needs, you know? That's one thing I was thinking about. And I'm like, man, I'm not sure I believe Phil. Phil already has a problem with his cat. Like, the whole, like, him not getting his blood work done and all that, that was bullshit. I have a hard time believing that he'd be cool taking care of a fucking rabbit, right? Well, I mean, clearly it didn't work because it died. Man, I don't know. I just don't know how people like Phil function in society. Like, I try to imagine them, like, in society, like, really in society, and I just don't think it, like, works out very well. But, nah, dude, the DSP stuff's been super funny. I don't even know what the funniest thing is. There's just been so much. And I'm really excited because on Friday they're leaking the end. They're making it a whole event. Kina Casino is going to have Gundam on, and they're going to leak all of Phil's DMs, which is going to be hilarious because not only is it just going to be sad to watch, but also I think we're finally going to get some insight as to what's going on with Kat. I think we're finally going to get some idea of, like, what's happening. The e-wagon has got to a new... Sorry, man, it doesn't show the whole message. Gotten to a whole new low. Oh, absolutely. Abso-freaking-lutely. I don't think I've ever seen it. I mean, the statement he made the other day about, I'm gonna beg and you're gonna like it, dude, that is some unhinged bullshit. Like, I don't know how YouTube is okay with that. I don't know how anybody is okay with that. He's on a whole nother level, man. He's unhinged. He's just, I mean, we're seeing Phil at what I think is going to be either his most unhinged or his lowest, and I'm not sure which yet. And either way you look at it, dude, like, think about it this way, right? This dude jerked off on camera, okay? Jerked off on camera. That was 9 years ago. He's definitely always going to be known as that guy, but he could have 100%. He could have gotten away from it. He could, or at least distance himself from it, right? He could have come up with a different shtick. He could have really doubled down on the gaming and just rolled with the meme. He could have just been more entertaining. He could have done, you know, anything. As long as he would have been more confident about it and not make excuses and do the bullshit he does now, he could have been fine, honestly. But instead, he doubles down on the most pathetic shit. He tries to have this moral high ground and begs, which is hilarious because correct me if I'm wrong, but can you really have a moral high ground if you're a beggar? I mean, I don't know, man. But like, no matter how you slice it, right? Dude jerked off on camera, so he's known for not only jerking off on camera, but being like the biggest e-beggar on the internet. That is probably the worst existence I could imagine. Like, if you're not, you know, a PDF file, or you're not like you know, you're not like a murderer. Like, what's the worst thing, right? Oh shoot! Whew. You know, I didn't expect Pookie to save my life, but thanks for that one, I guess. But like, I mean, genuinely though, if you didn't do something like completely illegal, what's the worst thing you could do after that? And honestly, I think what he's doing is probably like the worst, right? Being like, doing what he's doing is just sad, man. I mean, it's a sad existence. Like, And it's not that I feel bad for him type of sad. It's like, I feel bad for the people that he's scamming, because the people he's scamming are not smart enough to know better. And it's clear to me that they're not smart enough to know better, because if they were, they would realize, like this isn't normal behavior. I think it's just, it's crazy. It's legitimately crazy. I mean, the whole 220 mental case thing, I mean, I've never heard a more legitimate criticism. Also, yeah, the fact that his legacy is to eat caricature fuck, is just, that goes crazy, dude. Crazy. I can't imagine. Like, and the worst part too, imagine that he's still doing this in 20 years. The fact that the officer called him 220 is great. Dude, it's so good. It is so good. It makes me so happy. Like, to hear an actual, like, law officer just go like, yeah, no, that's a mental case. Like, that's what we would consider him. And I mean, when you consider the fact that, like, okay, like, the worst thing he's done is probably commit tax fraud from a legal perspective. Like, that's probably the worst thing he's done. But from, like, a moral perspective, I mean, he's definitely down way more than, God, he's down way more than probably most locals. Like, yeah, okay, Boogie's done crazy shit, and Wings has done crazy shit. I mean, I'm not gonna pretend like faking cancer is not crazy shit. Although, okay, so follow me on this, right? I had a thought. Okay, Boogie faked cancer, and he was all like, oh, well, you know, he faked cancer, and he did all this, but think about this, right? So he fakes cancer, and then, what if he, like, what if he starts, like, now that the information about Kat is going to be public after Friday, if it is a terminal illness, does he milk that? Because what's the one thing worse than faking cancer? I mean, part of me wants to say, like, maybe making your wife a pity party when she has literally no part in it. And if it is a terminal illness, like, let's say, God forbid, she does have cancer, right? Like, oh man, dude, that's just the worst. The only thing worse than lying about cancer is lying to other people that your wife has cancer. Almost like a Munchausen by proxy thing. Like, that is... dude. I didn't think about that, but, like, that is just so nuts to think about. Oh, shout out to the folks helping me out here. But seriously, though, like, I couldn't imagine, man. Like, I understand that people do crazy shit. Like, the world is a crazy place. But at the same time, I also acknowledge that, like, I can't imagine, man. I just can't imagine doing the things that Phil does, you know? I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I have the strongest moral compass of everybody, but at the same time, I also feel like I have a lot of dignity and I have a lot of self-respect. And, begging and just treating people like absolute shit when they try to call me on stuff, that never seems to be the route that you should take, ever. I'm actually kind of happy these guys jumped into my account because I really need to, I have a bunch of trophies I gotta get. So I'm finding this guy. Alright, here we go.
That's another question. Don't forget, you can carve materials from other parts.
Oh, I should probably put these here. I'm debating on getting into detractor content. Honestly, dude, it's a lot of fun. I will say, if you're gonna go into anything besides DSP, Just what's the word? Don't touch the poop. Don't get involved like on a personal basis. But if you're just doing like, I mean, commentary, dude, it's a lot of fun. I enjoy it a lot, if I'm being honest. Like, part of the reason I do it is because I enjoy it so much. I think detractor content is a lot of fun. I think so. That was a while back, wasn't it? Yeah, actually, no, I have seen that. Okay, I had to think about that. I was like, I feel like that's something I saw, and I was like, yeah, no, that's awesome. I do remember that, and I enjoyed that a lot. Here's the cool thing, Zombie. There is so much you can do. There is so much you can do with detractor content. Like, it's kind of a gold mine. And I don't mean from like a money perspective. That's the other thing that kills me is when Phil says, "Oh, all these guys are making money, you guys. Like, I can't believe that everybody's making money." And I'm like, I mean, let's be real here. Unless you're doing it every day, you're not really making that much money. Like, it is not like it's not like you're not making that much money. I can promise that. Like, it's kind of wild to me whenever he does that. That it's like, oh, dude, you're making so much money.
Got something in mind?
The other thing too that kind of kills me is it's like that he can't believe that people just dislike him enough that they just want to talk about what he does. And I'm like, bro, it doesn't even have anything to do with
What are we making today?
And I'm like, it doesn't even have anything to do with money as much as it does people just don't like what he does. People don't like what he stands for. They don't like him as a person. He just sucks, honestly. And it doesn't really go a lot deeper than that. Yeah, you should, man. It'd be a lot of fun. I would love to anytime. If you want, we can go down a rabbit hole, and I feel like you have a pretty decent understanding of DSP lore. There's a ton to go through. So anytime you want to, man. I mean, granted, to be fair, if you want to do it by yourself, totally fair. But I would love to do it with you if you wanted to. Oh shoot, did I already...
Ready to get to work?
Okay, did I already do that?
Alrighty.
But no, there's like a whole, like there's so many... Okay, actually, here's a funny thing I didn't think about. Down the Rabbit Hole, that original documentary that launched on Phil, it's even funnier knowing he actually had a rabbit. He had a rabbit. All the time, she's also a detractor. Hell yeah, man. Dude, I'm telling you, it's just cool. It's just, oh shoot. It's just a lot of fun. Like, it's mainly just because it's cathartic, right? Like, to call somebody on their bullshit when they're always doing bullshit, like, it is cathartic, realistically. Like, that's kind of the reason why people do it in the first place. I do love, though, how many people are detractors that, like, like, it's very funny to me how many people are detractors, honestly. The best maker of a detractor is DSP himself. Oh, 100%. Couldn't agree more. You have absolutely... Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Let's do... Dude, I feel bad. I totally get all these people doing the Jindahad for SOS. You know what? Let's help them out. Let's do a Jindahad. We could probably do this a little faster if I join anyway. Genuinely, though, DSP is his biggest detractor, and he never realizes it. Honestly, if he would just self-reflect, it would be so much easier. But the man is stubborn as shit. Like, he's him, unfortunately. Like, that is his biggest flaw, is that he is him. And it's a weird thing to say, but like, man, I don't know many other people that I've seen 1 Minute Man and Broside Phil's chat and drop lore, the DSP, emailed him asking where he was. That was 3. Yeah! 3 a.m. in the morning, dude. Imagine. Where are you at? Like you some kind of call girl or something. That's insane to me. I couldn't imagine. This dude is huge. Oh, wait, can he even fit down? I don't think Jindo can fit down. Oh, that's because it's down here. Okay. What's up? You know what? Oh, no. Oh, of course I get in right as he's about to do the biggest attack. By the way, Jindahad, biggest boss in the entire game. Also a dope boss. Very, very, like, I love this guy. But no, I was gonna go longsword on him, and then I was like, you know what? I'm not comfortable enough in my longsword skills enough to really do that. My biggest problem with Jindahad, well, that move that he just did a little bit ago, where I had to hide behind the iceberg, I'm not a fan of that move, because of the gimmick of it. Like, I kind of wish I didn't have to do that. But also, he's just so big, and if you don't have anything to block, like, honestly, the worst weapon to fight him with is Switch Axe. Because there's no block for Switch Axe, and yeah, like Switch Axe does a lot of damage, but if you can't stay in the fight, you know, it kind of sucks. I don't know if I'm making any sense, by the way. I'm not sure how many of you guys have played Monster Hunter, but word to the wise, don't Switch Axe with Jindahad. Gun Lance works really great, honestly. It's probably been the best weapon for these fights. I'm very curious if anybody has played Monster Hunter. Well, specifically if you guys have played this Monster Hunter, what do you think of the difficulty? I'm very curious because a lot of folks have been saying that this is the easiest Monster Hunter, and I mean, probably, but also there's a, oh shoot, no, I don't want to cart on this guy. Oh, dude, that's right. I forgot that you do. I absolutely forgot that you do. That's some scary shit. I completely understand that. Right, that's a good damage. Yeah, no, thinking of living that close to DSP is a scary thought. It's a very scary thought. You know what's even scarier though? So one thing I was thinking about is, Kino said that Kat works at Best Buy, which makes me wonder, is Kat, I mean, no offense, but is Kat qualified to work at a Best Buy? I don't know, to me it doesn't really seem like it's a good fit, but maybe that's just me. I feel like that's the wrong person to work at a Best Buy. Like, could you imagine Kat trying to sell a TV? Like, that's funny, man. I can't imagine. I know for me, myself, not to mention his address is publicly available in the chip. Okay, so here's the funny thing. His address is actually publicly available in general. If you Google, what is it, Burnell Industries, his address is literally just that. It's a classified business. And I don't know, I don't think it was Phil himself that did that, but I thought it was interesting that it was like a thing, or that is available. Like if you look, it is available. Oh, shout out to Yoshi for joining this party, it looks like. Shout out to the 3 folks I have watching, by the way. I appreciate you guys a lot. Oh no, can I get there in time? Oh, yes. See, I don't... To me, that move is kind of cheap. Okay, by 2 folks that we had watched the video. I don't like that move is so cheap, personally. I do love, by the way, that this game has the environmental takedown, or not takedowns, but like the environmental damage that you can apply. I think that's a very cool thing you can do. That is super cool. Also, can we also appreciate how like Monster Hunter is like maybe the best and only relevant kaiju game? It kind of sucks. Like I really wish it wasn't, but that's kind of where we're at. I really wish we had a Godzilla game, like a modern Godzilla game. Not the PS4 game that came out years ago, that was kind of just whatever. I would love a return to form in the old Godzilla games. It kind of weirds me out when people don't utilize the weaknesses. Like, I understand that part of it is you want to make it easier for yourself, but I don't know. To me, like, if the weaknesses are available, you should maybe consider doing it. It just seems like it would probably be the better strategy. Granted, I know some people don't really care so much about that. They just want the game to be harder. Although, I gotta be honest, when people say they want Monster Hunter to be harder, I guess, what is it they want? Like, do they want more health on the monster? Do they want a harder animation to dodge? Like, what does that look like, I guess? I'm kind of curious, because sometimes when folks say that, I never quite know what it is that they want. And I get kind of, I don't want to say critical, but I guess maybe critical is the right word. Is what exactly is it that you would want for difficulty? Because when I think of difficulty, you know, you're always thinking of souls. But the thing is, if you're playing Monster Hunter, I mean, I'm not saying you automatically play as souls, but I feel like you definitely are more cognizant of that. Okay, we did not get very much off that, but I guess that wasn't a tempered fight, so I guess I'm not incredibly shocked by that. I'm about 18 away from from Hunter rank 100, so it's pretty chill. I'm cool with that. I'm assuming audio, by the way, is still good. You can let me know if it's not, but hopefully audio is still decent. Okay, so I think what I'm gonna do, I want to get a little longsword practice in. So I think what we're gonna do, man, I feel bad always beating up on poor Chemitrese, but I gotta say he's probably my favorite punching bag in the whole game. Guy is just too easy, and he's great for practicing new weapons on. Especially Gunlance. I think Gunlance is really good for... Or not, actually, sorry, his Gunlance is really good. I like his Gunlance quite a bit. But also Arcbelt maybe has my favorite. Also, side note, but I feel like Monster Hunter Wilds is the action MMO that we, like, I don't know, that we deserve. There's just so much to do in it, man, and the grind is so good. There's very few games where you can really say, like, the grind is why you play the game, but man, if Monster Hunter's not, like, a reasonable grind. And it's always fun, is my thing with it. It's always why I'm so, well, it's always why I'm so positive on Monster Hunter, because even though it's grindy, it always feels like grind with a purpose. And it really just wants you to take everything in, which I always appreciate. Okay, not gonna lie, long sword. Okay, so I didn't know all the different animations you could do with longsword, but I kind of get it, man. I played longsword all of World, and somewhere in the last, I don't know, like year, I think I switched from longsword to switch axe, and I felt good about that. But then also, man, playing longsword in this is just solid gameplay. I gotta say, like, they really outdid themselves on the animations for this one. Man, maybe this is the move, man. And you know, there are some cool armor sets like this that would really, like, solidify this look. I think that would probably make it look pretty sweet. Oh shoot, okay. Well, I'm really trying to just practice here. Okay, I just wanted to know what that move looked like. The one thing I really like about the longsword is they've almost kind of fused it with, like, the dual blades. And it almost has a, it almost has, like, that demon gauge that you kind of build up. Oh, my poor chemistry. Dude's literally getting gangbanged by Doshagamas right now. Oh, I'm sorry, bud. Are they in your element, too? Yeah, they're... Yeah, your little cave. Oh, dude, poor Chemistry. I don't know why I feel bad, but poor Chemistry just got knocked out of his own cave. He always hides in that cave. Yeah, that's when you know, by the way, when you start noticing the monster's pattern, like where the animal actually goes. That's how you know that you are you played this a lot. I feel like. This is just... I wonder what the fastest time I can get with this is. I'm really trying to see, like, what fast time you can get. I feel like maybe the reason, though, that I could be faster, I really need to see where, I've been really trying to see, like, how it works if you are... Oh, what's the word I'm looking for? I need to get better with the gem crafting and all that. Like, I'm really kind of bad at, like, slotting gems. I don't really know what to do for them, honestly. Shoot, okay. That was my bad. Oh, dude, poor Chemistry. His poor head, dude. Look at his poor head. I am curious, by the way, like, for you folks in chat, have you guys... What's your guys' stories with Monster Hunter? I'd be curious to know how many of you guys have actually played it. Oh man, just longsword is just gonna annihilate this poor guy. Poor fire chicken. Played some of World on PS4. Nice. Was it like not your thing? I mean, I know you're a big Final Fantasy 14 guy, but like, what did you think of World compared to like other MMOs? And I mean, granted, I know it's not an MMO, but I'd be curious to know what your thought was on it. I will say, World, to the uninitiated for Monster Hunter, it's a little, I don't want to say it's stale because it's not stale, but like it comes across solid game, just not for you. Yeah, that's fair. It's I think that's kind of like the thing is it's just not very. It's not that it's not deep, right? But it's not. It almost kind of looks a little bland, I guess, maybe. I mean, when you look at some other games, I guess, and I'm not saying that like Monster Hunter is bland, but like I could certainly see where somebody would look at it and go, "This is just a game about fighting dinosaurs." Like, what's going on here? And you know what? That's not actually the worst critique ever. If that was somebody's critique. Oh, you know what? Oh, yeah, I should actually capture it. All right, we'll be nice sticking the trees. I certainly couldn't blame somebody though for kind of feeling if it was too bland. Oh, dude, Terminator Resistance is so good. It is literally like Terminator Far Cry, and it's everything. Honestly, it's so good. I'm glad you like it though. It's a solid game. I know some people for Monster Hunter, like, it's just really slow. Like, they're not jiving with the pace. To be fair, I can't really I can't really get on them too much for that, because, like, you do have to commit a lot more to your movesets than you do in other games. And that's kind of jarring for folks.
Got something in mind?
Real quick. I'm trying to decide what I want to do.
Anything catch your eye?
So I really want to get, since Switch X has been my main up to this point, I feel like that's the Switch X I need to go for. But we need to fight Arkveld a few more times, I think, in order to get that. I think that's going to be my best option. So the question is, what do I want to fight Arkveld with? And the move. Oh, Smasher. You know what? I'm thinking we take that. I think that'll make the most sense. Oh shoot! I don't even have. Okay, well I'm not surprised I don't on that. But this, I thought I had something. Okay, so that would make sense. That would probably make sense. And that makes sense. So we are going... I'm going to show you guys what arguably my favorite fight is in the game. Tempered, I think. Yeah, let's go tempered. So Arkveld is my favorite fight in the game, I think. Actually, I take it back. It's probably Raidou, but Arkveld is up there. I think the design of this guy is just so cool. Okay, we're not fighting with a longsword, we're fighting with Switch X. But the design is so cool for Arkveld. And then on top of that, like, his armor set is the one that I'm wearing now. And I really want to get a Switch Axe to match the drip. I think that just makes sense. So we are gonna go...
I should look over there.
We're gonna take ourselves over to Arc Build. Very curious, by the way, chat. What are we thinking for games this year? Are there any games coming out that are looking solid? I gotta be honest, I feel a lot more confident about this year in games than I have felt in a while. And I don't really know if that's anything specific. Well, actually, you know what? It might be something specific. I think it's the Spectacle Fighter. Because I feel like Spectacle Fighters have kind of been making a comeback, and I've really been feeling that. Like, I feel like we haven't had a solid round of Spectacle Fighters in a minute. And so the idea that we have a new Ninja Gaiden, the fact that we just had Stellar Blade, which I haven't played yet, but I heard was pretty decent. We had that Lost Souls side. I think there was another one shown at a Sony conference. But there's like some really interesting looking Spectacle Fighters coming out. Okay. Real quick. I feel like this would be a good moment for this. Okay, let's go find Arc Build. Oh, the little Palico doing my artwork. That's cute. Yes, Doom Dark Ages is legitimately the game I'm the most excited for. Doom Dark Ages, Ninja Gaiden 4. This one, I gotta be honest, I was excited about, but I didn't really think much about it until it actually, I didn't really think much about it until it came out, and now I'm just like, okay, I'm really happy that I picked this up. Okay. But Doom Dark Ages. Oh, I'm also, dude, I am stoked for Onimusha. I know like the new Onimusha game comes out next year. But Onimusha 2 is getting a remaster? I think it is. Onimusha 2, though, I like Onimusha a lot. I watched the anime on a whim, and was like amazed by how good it was. So now we're actually gonna get this part. I'm starting to think maybe I should have just kept the gun lance because maybe Switch Axe is not the play for this one. Oh, shit. I'm starting to think maybe I regret the Switch Axe for this fight. I'm thinking Arc Belt might be a little too strong for the Switch Axe. I mean, not for the Switch Axe, but for the way in which I use the Switch Axe, because there's no block. I'm not sure this is the best option. Also, I really don't want to part right away. Okay, well this is actually a solid start. A little mounting action here. Doom Dark Ages, I think, is going to be probably my game of the year, if I had to guess. Doom Eternal up until Cyberpunk was my favorite Doom. So I'm really thinking that there's a strong chance Dark Ages is going to be my favorite, without a doubt. That being said, though, there could always be something that comes out that just absolutely blows me away. I mean, Wilds really blew me away. I was not expecting it. Also, I think I really think we might have a few surprises in store for this year. I don't know 100%, but I wouldn't be shocked if we had a few like really interesting games that like get announced or showcased for like next year. I am really curious to see what some of the Sony exclusives are that are getting worked on. Not so much because I care about PlayStation exclusives, but because I know some of the studios are actually like working on interesting stuff. I have some of these things on. Netherless, what's up, Nier? I don't know if it's okay to still call you Nier Netherless, but much love, man. I haven't seen you in a little bit. I appreciate you stopping by. Doing a little bit of monster hunting on a Monday night. Thought that might be the right call. I appreciate you stopping by, though, legitimately, man. Thank you. Been talking. Yeah, dude, I miss you. Apologies. I kind of went really dark after the whole thing, but like I feel like I've definitely been branching out a little bit, or at least trying to, more or less. Also, life is just busy. There's just always something going on, so there is that as well. It's tough out there, but you know, just keep tracking. Genuinely though, man, it's super good to hear from you. Feel you on the life part, dude. Yeah, for real. Like life is kind of tough right now, you know? And it doesn't really matter like who you are, what your MO is, like stuff is just kind of tough. And that's okay sometimes, you know? It's not really great that it's tough, but it's like, you know, we're gonna get through it. Things are gonna be alright. Alright, so I'm gonna pull a chintzy move here. I got a camp up here. I'm gonna stop, I'm gonna replace the longsword, and we're getting the gun lance. I think the gun lance is gonna save my cheeks in this one. Alright. Gun lance. Okay, legitimately, I thought the gun lance I had more damage than that, so that kinda sucks. But yeah, I think this is the play. Don't know if that's cheating, but I think. Oh shoot! This is the wrong gun lance. You know what? Fuck it, we ball. We'll see how it goes. Legitimately the wrong gun lance. But at least I have the shield, which I guess is probably the most important thing. Yeah, I've been, on the life part, I've been trying to just stay positive as much as humanly possible, because with how hard stuff is sometimes, you know, you gotta kinda try to find the good in shit. It's not very easy a lot of the time, but I think if you can find the good, it definitely makes things easier to cope or deal with, which I know cope in the sense that us online folks talk about is a little different, but yeah, I don't know, man. There's just stuff's crazy, you know. Stuff's always crazy. Alright, come on, Arco. Oh shoot! Come on, come get me. I just want you to fall in the trap. Legitimately though, I think like out of all the stuff going on, I'm just happy for, you know, my little pockets of stuff that I have. That's nice. Sometimes that's like the stuff that we take for granted the most, you know, sometimes like video games or friends or family or what have you. So just to remember just to remember the little things, dude. It's nice. You kind of gotta cling on to these things that make you happy in times like these. it's because I feel like this is not gonna do everything I want it to do. I will say I am stoked for. I'm really, really stoked to see what next month's content drop in this gets. Because having only 29 monsters is kind of wild for me. But they only did like 28 or 29, something like that. Sorry, by the way, I don't need to go quiet there for a little bit. You know, it's gonna sound weird, but one of the reasons I actually kind of rekindled my love for Monster Hunter was just by watching like Godzilla films. Because I was really frustrated that there were not like a bunch of Godzilla films. I mean, not films, but games. And it really frustrated me. And I was like, you know what? You know what would be cool if I could just have a game where there were a bunch of big monsters. And I then thought about it, and I was like, you know what? I think there is a game that does that, and I should probably play it more often. Genuinely, though, I do wish that there were like just kaiju games in general, like more so than the normal. I did find out that Japan actually has some kaiju games. There's one series called Disaster Report, and then there's another one called what is it? It's got like a weird name, something in the darkness, I think. But you legitimately play as a is it like a reporter or like a civilian that is basically trying to just survive kaiju attacks, which I thought was really interesting. I thought that was a really unique take for a game. On top of that, though, like the one thing that sucked is even though I could import it, it doesn't have a English on it, which really sucks. I was really hoping there might be an English subtitle for it, because a lot of PS4 games in Asia do. Out of curiosity, for lolcows, who are the ones that... I hate to say this as if it's like a fashion question, but who are this year's lolcows for you guys? One that was kind of on my radar last year a little bit was Tony Chase. And I feel like he has definitely gotten more on my radar as time has gone on. Obviously, DSP is probably going to be my all-time favorite. In a weird way, I kind of like the whole Heartless, or the... I don't do that stuff anymore, but Bow Black's a relatively new one. Interesting. That one sounds familiar. I'll have to take a look at that one. I certainly don't blame you though for not doing it. Nier, out of curiosity, are you doing more like like gaming content? Are you doing more like not drama, but like I don't know, editorials? Like what's kind of your MO are you doing for your content these days? I know for me, I'm trying to toe a line between kind of lighthearted DSP stuff. I'm gonna be doing a passion project. Okay. Very nice, man. I'm excited to see what you end up doing. For me these days, I'm trying to keep somewhat of gaming and I kind of just use it as a creative outlet. I find that for me is probably going to be the best way to maybe stay on a consistent schedule. Also, I mean, I still enjoy doing the DSP stuff, so I'll probably keep the DSP going. And then I'm thinking DSP and probably gaming is going to be the main stuff. I think also I like kind of splicing in some of the DSP stuff. Therapy's been taking up a lot of your time lately. Hey man, nothing wrong with that. Therapy, much to many people's disagreeing, is very helpful. And yeah, it's super good. Like, I think the important thing that people forget about therapy is that therapy is not, like, people always say, like, oh, if I wanted therapy, I could just talk to my significant other, or I could, like, talk to my family or whatever. And I'm like, that is always an option, but the problem is that therapy allows you to trauma dump on somebody who's completely impartial and can give impartial advice. And I feel like a lot of people forget that because it's not something that, like, it's not taboo, but amongst some folks in certain parties, we'll say, it can be considered taboo. And I always think that's kind of a bogus thought, you know? Like, if therapy is available and ready for somebody who needs it, then it's worth having. Like, full stop. That's, like, for me, like, therapy has always been really good because it allows me to have a sounding board to make sure that I'm doing the right thing. Because people who like you know, they typically, they don't form an echo chamber on purpose, but they might side with you out of bias. And I think it's important to really establish, like, I don't know, I think it's important to establish that objectivism that comes with therapy, because in a lot of ways it allows you to make sure that you really are doing as good as you hope or think, or maybe that your self-assurance that you don't get, you know, maybe you can get that through therapy. So yeah, no, I dude, that's awesome. I'm proud of you for doing that. Not that you do have anybody telling you differently, but if anybody ever does tell you differently, just know that you got somebody proud of you, man. Again, it's not always the easiest thing to do therapy or to, like, open up about it, or, you know, to be open in general, but, you know, it's a good outlet. It's a really good outlet. There's a lot of people in my life that I think would benefit greatly from it. Yeah, there's a lot of people that would benefit greatly from therapy, but unfortunately, not everybody's open, not everybody's willing, and yeah, that's where you have to kind of just embrace what works for you, embrace what makes you feel good and what helps you. So no, I absolutely, man. I think I got my cards. I will say, like, the one thing that always drives me crazy about folks that don't jive with therapy is that sometimes it's people that have, like, literally never been. And I always think it's weird to me when somebody makes a comment about something that they've never experienced. Like, you might have, like, cursory knowledge of it or secondhand knowledge of it, but until you've done it yourself, can you really say it's not effective? You know? That's one thing that I always find. I think that's one of the reasons, actually, that, like, Phil, in a lot of ways, pisses me off, is because he talks about everything from a second-hand perspective, or a third-hand perspective, and he never allows himself to really experience anything. And if he just experienced things, he probably wouldn't be, I don't want to say he wouldn't be in the position he's in, but he certainly would be better off, that's for sure. Oh, shoot, I carded, man. Like, I think that's one of the things with lolcows in general, is that a lot of the times they think they know better, and they really don't. And I think that's one of the reasons why they're so fascinating, is because they think that they have this understanding about life that they just don't. It's actually one of the reasons why people like King Cobra and everything are also interesting, because they pretend to be like this savant of information, but really they don't have a lot to offer. They just kind of say stuff, and it's kind of outlandish stuff a lot of the times, and I think that's why people are so like critical of them as frequently as they are. I didn't mean to go off on a rant, but I thought, like, I don't know, I'm just thinking about that, though, like, that is one of the biggest things with, like, ESP that, like, always, like, amazes me. Because he always just feels so confident speaking from a place of ignorance. Which is certainly never a place that I think is a good idea. Like, you should never talk confidently about something that you know nothing about. Which unfortunately we live in a world where that is frequent. I have family members that do that, and it's not a great idea. I think sometimes, honestly, like, if we were, as a whole, as a society, if we were more open to trying new things and getting new ideas, then we wouldn't be in the battles and concerns and things that we were in. We oftentimes make quick judgment calls on things that we literally know nothing about, or maybe we don't understand it from the right perspective. Just wild stuff. I promise, by the way, my use of the word wild, I'm not trying to constantly I'm not trying to make the comparison. Oh shoot, did I carterize that way? I kept wondering if that was something I could do in this game or not, but I'm not 100%. Oh, and other news, I've been listening to a ton of metal music lately, not really a shocker. But I started listening because I realized that there were a lot of holes in my Metallica album history knowledge. And so I started listening to some of the albums after the Black Album. And man, I gotta say, there are still some pretty good albums, or some pretty good songs post-Black Album. I had really only heard everything up to the Black Album, so to be able to hear some of the newer stuff is really cool. A lot of people told me some of the newer albums were not very good, but I started listening to like Saint Anger, and then I was going to listen to like Live and Reloaded or whatever it was. But yeah, not bad. Honestly, I thought they were going to be way worse. Another one that I'm literally stoked out of my mind about is Sleep Token has a new album coming out. Sleep Token is arguably my favorite modern band, including metal or what have you. But I am like losing my mind. I'm stoked about that. Sleep Token has such a good sound, and they're so unique because they have just such a really great metal performance, but then they also are able to really dig deep and then also have like a very soulful sound to them as well. I just love that they're able to be so multifaceted like that. Been listening to Spirit Box. Okay, nice, dude. I need to get on the Spirit Box wagon. I've heard a lot of people talk about them, and it seems like something I would really dig. What would you say, what would you compare Spirit Box to? Like, for a sound, if you had to compare it to a sound. Because I gotta be honest, off the top of my head, I don't know that I've heard Spirit Box, but I don't want to say I haven't, because there's a strong chance also it's hard. Okay. Well, I mean, that's a good thing, honestly, right? Because if it's a hard to describe sound, then maybe it's going to be unique, I would think. I'm always down for a unique sounding artist, though. I think, again, that's really why I vibe the Sleep Token so much, because they just are so different. And honestly, it's not even that their metal stuff is like super incredible, but it's that mix of the two worlds that I really, really like what they do. I think that's why I really jive with them. Okay, gotta get down the wires here on the belt. Man, I'm telling you, man, once I get this, hopefully, a God Killer weapon made, I say God Killer hoping, I'm really hoping that Arcfeld goes down way quicker than he does now. Yeah, we're gonna retreat back home where you once went. Style. Okay, TPG. Okay. What have you? I suppose. I recommend checking out Soft Spine by them. It's a banger of a track. Okay, nice, dude. I will have to give that a listen. Spirit Box is one that I've heard so much about. So yeah, I'm always down to listen. There's just so much right now that is good quality music. Sip Peachy. Yeah. I couldn't really disagree with that, honestly. I mean, you know, you said it, not me. There's so much good music right now, though, especially in the rock scene. Like, if you are a metal or rock head, like, there is so much good music right now. It's crazy. Oh, one, I don't know if you've heard it before it was on film, but it's, have you ever heard Landmarks? It's Landmarks with a V, with an A. That is solid. Like, they have a track called Sulfur that's awesome. They have an EP, I think it's an EP, but they have some really good music. I want to say Sulfur is one of the main tracks, but no, they're really, really good. I've enjoyed them quite a bit. I think they are, I don't want to say Polish, but maybe Polish. I haven't. Let me go check them out. Yeah, dude, absolutely. I think they have a really cool sound. I really dig what they're doing. Their track Sulfur, though, I really dig with. I feel like there's another track of theirs that I like a lot. Of course, also another one, I mean, it's not really a new one, but Bad Omens I continue to enjoy quite a bit. Ghost, oh dude, actually Ghost, speaking of new albums, Ghost has new album that's coming up, and I am so stoked. Oh yeah, Sleep Theory is also great. I like Sleep Theory quite a bit. Not Sleep Token for me, but Sleep Theory is great. I would have to agree with that. Sleep Theory, Sleep Token, notice that a lot of the ones that have sleep in the name are kind of cool. All right, hopefully that gets me what I need for materials. So arc bolts, scale. We'll see. I don't know if that's gonna get me everywhere I need, but maybe I could get a couple hunter symbol certificates from that. Okay, I got one. Yeah, okay. Maybe I can work with that. Oh, okay. We got some rarity 8 materials. That's okay. Man, I'm gonna have to grind him a lot, aren't I? It's gonna drive me nuts, but I guess I can make that work. Okay, let's see what that brings me to. So if I want to get a Switch X, I have 3. Okay. And I need one more hunter symbol. Okay, got it. According to DSP, this game is boring. The man has shit taste in games. Yeah. Dude, absolutely. This game is not boring. I'm surprised that a game where you fight giant-ass monsters could be boring, but DSP would manage to make it boring, that's for sure. So if I fight Tempered Arkfeld one more time, I could make the Guardian Arkfeld. Charge Blade, okay. Here's where I'm gonna do something kind of weird. So I want to practice. So I'm thinking I'm gonna build the. I also want to practice Sword and Shield a little bit. So I think we're going to make all the Hope armor or weapons, and I think we'll practice a little bit because I really want to get. I'm not saying that I want to use this over the Charge Blade, but I am thinking that I kind of want to know how I feel about Sword and Shield versus Charge Blade. Taxes.
I was given a message for you.
So let's just do. I think an event quest would probably do this. Let's just go Chatacabra. He's an easy guy. If I remember right, he picked a gun for his game, and it was playing solo in the most. Oh yeah, that's right. He did pick a gun lance, didn't he? Or not even a gun lance, because that would have been up in the face.
Commencing quest now.
He picked the light bow gun, I think. Which that's I mean, that's a fine weapon, I guess, but like, it's funny to me how even without trying, he picked the low tier weapon. Because I believe the light bow gun is like on the lower tier of weapons. Okay, that song is bigger, dude. Right, dude. Sulfur is awesome. I was really impressed with that song. They're the few songs I've listened to from them, I've really enjoyed.
Look at the size of that scar.
See, okay, so here's the reason I'm kind of considering Sword and Shield. Love the guitar work, yes. So when people tell me Monster Hunter is super slow, I would agree, except for the fact that like this and Dual Blades have changed it up so much that I'm not really sure you can call it slow anymore. Also, okay, actually, legitimately though, I'm thinking that this might be the fastest I might actually kill Chatacabra. And if that's the case, man, holy crap, I think I need to consider what's the right. Do I do Sword and Shield? Because the thing is, well, I guess I could still farm and I could still make the other weapons. I guess what do I do that's gonna let me kill Arkfeld fastest so that I can do the other ones? Holy shit, dude. Okay, I gotta be honest, holy crap. Okay, to be honest, dude, Sword and Shield might be kind of slapping. I didn't realize the type of power I was missing out on with Sword and Shield. I had heard that some people had it like top tier, but I guess I didn't realize. Dude, this is kind of crazy, actually. Sorry, my mind's kind of blown. I did not expect this to go as hard as it does. Especially because this is like the boring weapon, right? It might be the boring weapon, but damn. Oh man, and I got a mouse out of that? Okay. Dude, okay, maybe Sword and Shield is the way to go. Holy shit. I was not expecting that. I mean, what is my time going to be on Chatacabra on this? And here's the crazy part. This isn't even the strongest shit. This is just like this is like the one that you make. The only thing I don't like in the music scene is in general is when people try to get upset when the artist tries something new but things are fine. Yeah, I would agree with that. That always kind of like rubs me the wrong way. It's like you can't like expect them to try something new and then they do it and then you get mad about it for what you literally asked them to do, you know? I think that's just kind of disingenuous, and frankly, it's kind of rude to them. You know, it's like you asked them to do something new, and now they're doing something new, and you don't like it. It's like you don't have to like it, but you should at least be able to understand that, like, you asked them to do that, right? Holy dude. Alright, I think that this might be... Let's just carve that guy up real quick. So the only thing I noticed about that is it looks like it takes the sharpness down a lot. But I bet you I could slap a gem on that bad boy. That would probably fix that. Holy, though, that is some wildness. I like it when an artist tries something new, even if it isn't good. I'm glad they experiment. I agree. Well, and I mean, like, my favorite album of all time is an experimental album. So I that kind of gives me double reasoning for that. My favorite album of all time is A Thousand Suns by Linkin Park. Which also, ironically, is probably people's second to least favorite Linkin Park album. Or maybe third, but I love that album. I think it's incredible. I think it tells a really interesting story, and I think it's cool that it even tells a story, honestly. Okay, dude, Sword and Shield kind of broken. Holy crap. That was crazy. 4 minutes for Chatacabra. Now, I know you can do it faster, but that was... Man, that was pretty solid. I'm thinking Sword and Shield might have to be the play. Saint Anger is a good example of that. Glad Metallica experimented, but it's fair to say the snare drum isn't great. That's fair. I could certainly see that. Alright, man. Well, I think I am going to call it a night. I have work in the morning and got to make sure that I'm not deprived, even though I'm having lots of fun talking to y'all and killing monsters, but I think I'm going to call it for a night, man. Yeah, the snare drum sounds like a trash can. Yeah, you know what? That's fair. As somebody who just listened to Saint Anger for the first time, yeah, I think that's a fair assessment. All right, dude. Let me go ahead and save on this bad boy. Yeah, legitimately though, dude, thank you for, thanks for sticking around with me, Zombie. Appreciate you, man. Hopefully, I stream some more and, we can have you in. I would love, though, at some point to do a Detractor stream, man. You just let me know when, and, we can certainly try and see if we can get that in. I think that'd be a lot of fun. Anytime, man. Miss you. Miss you too, dude. I miss a lot of you guys on YouTube. I enjoyed talking with you guys a lot. Send me a DM on Discord anytime. Absolutely, dude. Would be happy to. Thanks for sticking around, dude. I will catch you later.